Hey there Pokemon fans, Readers here with another deck review. So in this video I'm going to review the Mystic Typhoon deck. As you can see here, I haven't played with this deck so much, but I have 2 wins and 7 overall games, so that means 5 losses, 2 wins, which is my worst stats ever. I mean, even the Brilliant Thunder, even the Green Tornado has 50% win rate. That's a new deck I'm going to review in another video, but about the Mystic Typhoon I'm very disappointed. Not because of my bad win rate, but because of the deck in general. So we start off with Duskull, evolving to Dusclops, and Dusknoir I think is the last evolution, which is not included in this deck. So Dusclops with 1 Psychic Energy, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, that's okay-ish. Cursed Drop with 1 Psychic and 2 2 colorless actually energy. You put 4 damage counters to your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. So keep that in mind. That is not a damage ability. So that means that if your opponent has a Psychic type resistance weakness Pokemon, it will not take 80 damage, it will just take 40. Okay, so that's a bad thing. Having weakness to dark is also a very bad thing. Not the best, not the worst. The good thing about this Pokemon is that it can finish off benched Pokemon that weren't there to hide from your active Pokemon. Oh, that was a nice way to put it, I think. So next we have Buizel, just a basic Pokemon, 60 HP, it's crappy, 10 damage and 10 with chance to deal 20 more, weakness to grass, very bad Pokemon. Phoebus is quite a good Pokemon because it evolved to our first rare, which is Milotic. So Milotic, this is a good card overall, and I believe it is a rare. I think that it is a rare, but this specific one is not. So strange card right there. You don't care about the weakness, actually, you don't care about the retreat. Most often you will just do this thing. Knock out this Pokemon. If you do, attach 3 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon, excluding Pokemon X, which you don't care in this specific deck because you have no Pokemon X. So, 2 ways to use Milotic. First, 100 HP is decent, but first, let me take a selfie. No, I won't take a selfie. I will explain the waterfall. You just put 3 energies here, use waterfall to deal whatever amount of damage, and if Milotic is damaged a lot, you just knock him by yourself. And I believe that I've never done this, but I'm pretty sure that the energies goes to the discard pile first, and then the energy grace ability triggers. So keep that in mind. You can just sacrifice Milotic whenever he's damaged or he's not even damaged. Most of the times I knock out Milotic from my bench right away after I evolve to pump Walrein. That's my combo, which we're going to talk about right now. Next we have Spheal, Celio, and Walrein. So that is the best Pokemon of this deck. Not the best Pokemon in general, but the best of this deck. And it is not even featured. Meowstic, which is the featured one? Meowstic, yes, it's the featured one, and I'm very disappointed about that. I would prefer Walrein to be the featured one. But Walrein is quite easy to reach 4 energies for Walrein if you do the Milotic combo. Really, it is. The hard thing is to get out Walrein. It's very hard to find Walrein without decent supporters, and this deck has no decent supporters. So with 3 energies, 60 damage, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep, pretty straightforward, and with 4 energies, 100 damage, minus 10 for its damage that Walrein has on himself. The weakness is many times irrelevant, has no resistance, and I got disconnected. awesome. I will be right back, guys. Okay guys, I'm back. Just a normal disconnect, and I realized that I had set the volume from the game sound to 0. So I really hope that now it's okay and not extremely loud or something. So Walrein, just to recap, is the best Pokemon of this deck, but quite hard to get to evolve it. Miltank is the second best Pokemon in this deck. It is awesome if you have Walrein on your bench, If you don't, it is an okay Pokemon. For a basic, it is okay. 100 HP is good, even though it can be one-shotted by both Yveltal and Xerneas, and that's the biggest problem about this guy. But 10 damage plus 70 more damage, meaning 80 damage with just one colorless energy, just if you have a 2-stage Pokemon on your bench, is awesome. The only problem is that they are not, I'm not sure if that's the problem, but aren't they smart enough to put at least one more 2-stage Pokemon in this deck? They have just only one 2-stage Pokemon on this deck, not even Dusknoir, and that's so this Miltank card can only have good value if you have Walrein, and that is not gonna happen easily if the deck has only one 2-stage Pokemon, and especially if it has only one Walrein. So you need one card out of 60, and with no decent cards to search for it. So overall, Miltank is a very good card. I've seen that card playing on competitive standard decks, but not good in a deck like that, in which there is no extra 2-stage Pokemon, or not a decent way to find Walrein. Next we have Sentry, which evolves to Farret, our third rare. Look at the top 4 cards. To be honest, I've never used this card. I like the top of library manipulation. Also, I like the draw 2 cards. That's awesome. Also, you can discard cards, you can discard energies and benefit with the Milotic ability, retrieve them from the discard pile. But with 2 colorless 30 damage times the coin flips, and you flip 2 coins, you know my opinion about the coin flips. I don't like Farret. Frou is decent, really. It's quite hard. For basic damage it's not so good. 2 colorless for 20 is not good. 3 colorless for 50 is not good. But flip a coin if your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. That can buy you some time actually to pump Walrein or to stabilize or whatever. 90 HP is okay-ish. And next we have Scrap. Flip a coin if your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. That's all. Esper. Basically not such a good Pokemon, I should say. Esper evolves to Meowstic, which is our third and last and the featured rare of this deck, which I don't like so much. 90 HP is way too little. Weakness to Psychic is destroying this Pokemon. Ear Influence, move as many damage counter from your opponent's Pokemon as you like to any of your opponent's other Pokemon in any way you like. So basically you can move damage counters to finish off already damaged Pokemon, or to, I don't know, kill a big threat this way, and that's okay, but you need some way you need to deal damage first in some way, so that's quite hard for this deck to do. And with 3 Psychic, which is extremely hard to get to, this attack does 10 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. That's a decent attack. I agree with such attacks, but reaching 3 Psychic on Meowstic is not worth it. So I don't like this deck, and I don't like Meowstic. At least not in this deck. Roller Skates pretty forward. You always flip tails. At least I always flip tails, so I never get value out of Roller Skates. Evo Soda, that's the only way that you can hit Walrein easier. easier is that the real world easily, at least, if you have Celio. So that's a okay card. Pokeball, I always flip tails on that, but it lets you search for Walrein, basically. Professor Sycamore, I don't draw that very often, but discard your hand, draw 7 cards. It's Professor Juniper, the same thing. Pokemon Center Lady, no reason to be on this deck, but it is here to heal 60 damage and remove 1 special condition. No one can really complain about such a card, but has no combo with this deck whatsoever, or at least you can maybe reset the damage counters from Walrein to start hitting 120s again, but that's all. Pokemon Fan Club lets you search for 2 basic Pokemon. That's okay, you can find Spheal and Celio actually, and whatever. Muscle Band is the best maybe trainer in this deck. Makes the Miltank a beast if you have Walrein in your bench, and then we have the best cards in this deck, the only cards that I suggest buying the deck for: 9 energies, psychic, and 9 water type energies. So that was my deck review for Mystic Typhoon. I really suggest not buying it. Instead, you want some of those trainers for other decks. Muscle Band is good for other decks, I think, and maybe, I don't know, Pokeball or Professor's Letter or Roller Skates. Those cards play on competitive standard decks, so yeah, you may want those cards. Also, I think that, I'm pretty sure that Miltank is playable on constructed decks, on standard decks, and yeah, that's maybe the only reason why you should buy this deck, but all those cards are commons and uncommons which you can pull out of Flashfire packs, so think about it. Muscle Band, I cannot recall which expansion this card came from, but yeah, overall I don't suggest buying that deck. Instead, except if you want few of those trainers. And overall, just to recap for both the Mystic Typhoon and the Brilliant Thunder PCD decks, Flashfire decks are not good. Just don't buy them. Don't hope to win tournaments with those 2 decks. It's extremely hard. It's not impossible. Nothing is impossible. Actually, impossible is nothing. But it is extremely hard. It's a pain in the ass. If you want to win tournaments, I'm going to show you 2 or 3 decent decks. The most decent deck that you can get for free is this guy right here. Basic green from Black and White. You cannot go wrong with that, and it fries. How a green deck can fry, but you know, it is extremely good against the Xerneas, the Resilient Life deck. It's extremely good against Resilient Life deck. The second best deck that I suggest for tournaments is the Resilient Life deck, and as you can see, I have the best win rates with and the most overall played with Resilient Life, because I play with this deck on my tournaments. And next you can get Distraction Rush. This is an awesome deck, and I think that Yveltal is playable, so just go for it. Brilliant Thunder, PCD, and Mystic Typhoon, don't buy it. I can't wait to see what the Furious Feast will bring as theme decks. I cannot wait to review them and talk bad about them if they're bad. Okay, I really hope that they won't be so bad as the Flashfire decks, but who knows, they may be worse. But overall, don't buy the Flashfire decks and buy the X and Y decks. So, until next time, take care of yourself, make sure to subscribe, post comments, what's your opinion about the Flashfire decks? And I will see you on the next one, guys. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter and like on my Facebook fan page. And take care. Bye.